Hello everyone out there in tax land, Dan, the tax man here, tax professional with community tax. And today I want to talk about some of the highlights of the Biden tax plan, as well as how it might affect your tax bill. And I want to talk about my opinion on some other areas of tax administration that I think will be impacted by a Biden White House. Now, most of the Biden tax plan takes the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, the big tax reform from a few years ago, and eliminates many of the benefits for higher income earners while adding a couple extra benefits for lower income earners. For starters, Biden would like to increase the top tax rate, which is currently 37%, up to 39.6%, and that starts to kick in after you've made $520,000. Next, he'd like to increase the maximum capital gains rate for taxpayers earning over $1 million. If you earn over $1 million, your investments, stock sales, anything else that's a capital asset, if you're selling it, the maximum rate would increase from 20% to 39.6%. He'd also like to see additional income subject to Social Security tax. Currently, only about your first $137,000 is subject to that 12.4% Social Security tax. He'd like to have that kick in again if you're making over $400,000. So there'd be a hole, a donut hole, which we call in the biz, where you would pay no additional Social Security tax on your earnings above $137,000 and below $400,000, but after $400,000, again, that Social Security tax, 12.4% would kick in. Biden would also like to take away one of the biggest benefits of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, the qualified business income deduction for self-employed taxpayers out there, which is currently 20%. He'd like to see that eliminated if you're making over $400,000 of self-employment income. So again, these tax changes are largely going to impact higher income earners, and in exchange for those, he's going to add, or his plan is to add, some additional tax credits for our lower income earners. I'm talking about a increase to the child tax credit, an increased dependent care credit. He'd also like to add some additional credits, which would be a first-time homebuyer credit, a credit for those who are taking care of elderly relatives, and a credit for renters. Now, one area that I think is going to be highly impacted by a Biden White House isn't going to be printed in any tax plan. See, the IRS has got a bit of a budget problem. The IRS budget has been reduced almost every year for each of the past 10 years. Their budget is down 25% over the last 10 years, and they've got 30,000 fewer employees. Largely because of this, you are 50% less likely to be audited today as you were in 2010. So one area I think, again, a Biden administration is really going to affect tax administration is in the restoration of the IRS's budget. It's a lot more likely today than it would have been under any other administration. And if the IRS's budget increases, as I expect it will, we're going to see additional IRS employees who've got more time, can work more cases for audits, for collections, and for enforcement, which is why it is so important, if you've got unfiled returns or if you owe back taxes to the IRS, to evaluate what your resolution options are and see if you can get a plan in right now before any of those changes happen. And if you'd like to talk to your very own tax expert and evaluate what resolution options you may have, call us, 800-424-8332. Or if you're a Spanish speaker, please call 888-523-6606. You can also email me, Dan the Taxman, at danthetaxman@communitytax.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what you see and you'd like to stay up to date on additional tax news and insider tips, please hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. I am Dan, the Taxman, tax professional with community tax, and I will see you next time.